Anjalay Westbrook and Watercress, the full story, Volume 1, is in print version about 1,000 pages. It has in total 47 chapters, and it starts with a dedication page. It's dedicated to Govindsamy Subramani Govender, George, my father, who gave a poor Mt Edgecombe girl the opportunity to be a millionaire in pocket and in heart. She might beg to differ about the former on the grounds that the credit is all hers. On the latter, she is a thief. She stole his heart 1,000,000 times. On the latter, she was a thief. She stole his heart 1,000,000 times. Here, the word thief is used as a homonym. A homonym is a word that is spelt and pronounced the same but have different meanings. In the above, the word thief means that she did indeed steal his heart. There is no doubt about that. Their courting and marriage bears testimony to this. However, the word thief is used again in this book, quoted by one of the children in reference to the theft of property or monies. Herein lies the irony. I use the word thief to denote a token of love between husband and wife, whereas my sibling has used the same word to denote fraud, a theft of property between mother and child, although there is no substance to the latter whatsoever. The irony is the truth in love between husband and wife, and the lie in the theft of property or money. Even in the word millionaire bears striking resemblance on page 6. The juxtaposition between the beauty and the brutality of life flows through in Anjalay's life like it does in this book. There is no escaping it. The juxtaposition between siblings in this book characterizes personality traits that the reader can infer that is kind, cruel, selfish, and callous. My story is not sugar-coated to suit any character. I do not mince my words. I give credit where credit is due, and I call a spade a spade. Therefore, this book is secondarily dedicated to siblings, Aggie, Cookie, and Vasi, as they appear in this 1990 picture. Vasi, Anjalay's daughter, autographed a gift to Anjalay 31 years ago on the inside cover of a diary titled The Anything Book. How apt. It reads as follows. The 9th of May 1993. To Mum, a journal to share your thoughts that you may feel of yourself, your children and family, and your surroundings. Happy Mother's Day. Love, Vasi. Acknowledgements. I owe a great deal of gratitude to my mother, Anjalay, for meticulously keeping, if not all, but most of the records of the past that I could sift through and put words to pictures and pictures to words. Anjalay is a hoarder, and every little detailed piece of paper is kept in her drawers, in envelopes, in her cupboards. The photographs, birthday cards, and postcards are all Anjalay's collections over her 80-something years. Without these documents, I would have had the words less the pictures, and thus at a partial loss in writing her biography and my autobiography. By far, this is indeed Anjalay's family encyclopedia of our life and times. My father, George, contributed to this book posthumously. If Anjalay kept the photographs and their records in safekeeping all these years, Then George was the man behind the camera and the pen, respectively. George was a diarist. He wrote stories. I have used his captions and anecdotes to compile the bigger story. George was inspirational. He was thirsty for history, and he was excited for the future. He befriended many. His zest for knowledge made people fall in love with him. His motto, "Time and tide waits for no one." I also owe a gratitude to you, whoever you are, friends, relatives, and foes. I do have them. They are closer than home than you think. Your contribution is in this tomb. Whether you were an active contributor, a passive one, or a silent one, you somehow played a role in filling these volumes. No writing is complete. A book has a last page, but the story never ends. Birth and death are inevitable. However, the pen never runs out of ink. The pen is mightier than the sword. Literature is the art of discovering something extraordinary about ordinary people and saying with ordinary words something extraordinary. Thank you for reading. Thank you for listening. I had fun and fulfillment in writing. I have trapped time in a book for generations to enjoy and ponder. Reggie Govender, July of 2024. Introduction, the full story. Anjalay is my mother. I am her only son. I pen her story at her age of 82 and I at 58 years. These are extracts of my autobiography to share vicariously the thrills and frills of Anjalay's life meshed into mine. I share Anjalay's wonderful life story, her losses, the pains, and the gains. Anjalay's memory is not as sharp as it used to be, hence the pen to paper, lest I forget. She is nevertheless of a very sound mind. It is her brittle bones that lets her down as she enters her octogenarian decade. Anjalay's will is stronger than her skeleton, the latter showing prominence these days. Anjalay will tell you that her good god is Satya Sai Baba of Puttapati, Bangalore, India. Satya Sai Baba was born by the name of Ratnakaran Satyanarayana Raju. Incidentally, Anjalay and George, that's my father, gave me the name Rathnasilan Subramani Govender Reggie. They say a miss is as good as a mile. I am no god, alas, everyone knows. Neither am I a saint. However, I remain my mother's faithful son, faithful child, favorite child, if I may say so. That I am proud of. The two formers at least, the latter I am certain. What is to follow is the abridged version as published and thereafter the unabridged version, the full story volume 1. I have included the abridged version here because it summarizes Anjalay's life in 50 pages while the full version is 20 times the abridged version of pages. I have split the unabridged version into volume 1 and volume 2 to publish whatever is ready to go to print as soon as possible to immortalize Anjalay's life stories as they become available, because George taught me that time and tide waits for no one. Therefore, it's a race against Anjalay's mortality and most certainly my mortality as well. Do not ask for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. John Donne. My fear is that of me predeceasing my mother, given her predicament as I write this book. Fear and fortitude. The YouTube documentary on the abridged version of Anjalay Westbrook and Watercress has already been posted. You can click on the link to watch that. Anjalay Westbrook and Watercress, the full story, Volume 1, introduction is to follow. This is the unabridged story of Anjalay Westbrook and Watercress. The abridged version was published online on burble.co.za on the 11th of September 2023. A week later, I made the ebook available to friends and relatives. There were mixed reactions to the abridged version, however, mostly praiseworthy affirmations of Anjalay's life and plight. Surprisingly, there were opposition from certain quarters that I never would have imagined was possible. The negative criticisms came from those that are closest to Anjalay. One of Anjalay's daughters was vociferously arrogant when she was mentioned the least, and her objections gave the impression that the story was all about herself. The other daughter made assumptions and judgments by only reading the synopsis on the back page of the abridged book. This alluded that there were more suspicious happenings in her life than meets the eye. The one daughter vowed never to read the book. Suffice to say, she did. Via the grapevine, her words and actions proved otherwise. Some readers, close family, preferred to remain silent. The silence was deafening indeed. Some were jealous. Jealous that Anjalay achieved much and gave much, even if it was mostly to her heirs. Even her own three daughters harped on their sad stories rather than give their own mother credit. In fact, Anjalay achieved an incredibly huge portfolio, financial and humanitarian, by sheer dedication, perseverance, and kindness. Anjalay acquired a portfolio, both fixed assets and liquid assets, that was unmatched by her contemporaries, alive or deceased, and unmatched by the immediate new generation in her circle. Aunt Betty Govindan stated, "The trust in Dad's name is phenomenal. Some were jealous that I penned her biography. Some are fearful of my autobiography." I think it's important to get your surroundings as well as yourself into a positive state, meaning surround yourself with positive people, not the kind who are negative and jealous of everything you do. This was said by Heidi Klum, a German-American model, television host, producer, and businesswoman. The long-lost travel friends of George were reunited with Anjalay after 47 years when they spotted the abridged book in their daughter's home and recognized George's picture. This 47-year reunion was a singular affirmation, nevertheless, a thousand blessings indeed. I leave you to read the full story. What follows are WhatsApp messages in chronological order after the abridged version of the book was released. It is not a secret that writing stirs, writing triggers, and readers respond. A quote by Rod Smith, a family therapist and psychologist. Mr. Vishnu Chinya, my first cousin, Anjalay's eldest brother's son. Hi Reggie, very sad writing about your family. Please refrain from writing about my dad, Ganesh, without our permission. I don't appreciate you portraying him in a negative view. Please remove mention of my dad and my family from your writing. Reference is drawn to an incident on page 20, the abridged version, and page 103, the full story, volume 1. Reggie responded, "Really? My mother is proud of that slap. It taught her something in life." Vishnu said, "Not funny, please remove." Reggie then replied, "Did you glean any goodness from the book, the abridged version?" There was no reply from Vishnu thereafter. I respectfully disagree with Vishnu. The only thing more dangerous than ignorance is arrogance, said by Albert Einstein. Then Cookie, Anjalay's eldest daughter and firstborn, sent through an emoji on the Chinya chat, and these emojis contained very shocked faces with a thumbs down. Her emojis are unashamedly arrogant. There was a message from Premi Goundan, Krishni's aunt from Effingham. Thank you, Reggie, for sharing these priceless memories of your mum, Anjalay. She was a role model to me in her early days, as I was a new bride then, who gave me the words of encouragement and wisdom on how to live with extended family and to be thrifty, to buy a house and a car. I always loved having a conversation with Anjalay because she has positive energy and is knowledgeable and well versed in Hinduism, always parting with positive affirmations. She is still a role model to today's generation for driving herself around despite all her fractured bones and living an independent life. My gratitude goes to you, Reggie, for Anjalay's beautiful life story you captured over the years. You, as a son, played an important role in Anjali's life by seeing to her needs like her illnesses and her caregiver to make sure she is comfortable. God bless you, Reggie. There's a message from Premi and Vani Mudli, who are Anjali's neighbors at La Palma. Prem was also the photographer at Anjali's birthdays. Thank you, Reggie. A wonderful introduction and biography of Mum. Vani and I are blessed to have met Mum since we moved to La Palma Terraces. She is like a mother to us, always caring and loving. We are in Cape Town and our thoughts are always with her. We know she will be missing our visits, just to chat and catch up. Keshni Pillay wrote, very good memo. Keshni is Ganesha's granddaughter. A message from Dudu Govender, who is George's nephew. Thanks, Reggie. This is an excellent work. I ordered 2 copies, one for Salosh. Salosh is his sister. There was a message from Kalyani, Devraj's daughter from Limersi. Hi, Reggie. Sorry, but Raj, my brother, went back to hospital, had to do surgery again, now in recovery, waiting for radiation approval. How is Mum doing? Congratulations on your new book. Tons of fond memories. Well done. Sadly, Kalyani's brother Raj passed away on the 17th of May, 2024. Cookie then wrote on the WhatsApp, Reggie, if even one piece of your narrative is inaccurate, hurts someone, or violates the Protection of Personal Information (POPI) Act, this is not an achievement that I recognize or applaud, nor should anyone else. Some of your narrative indicates that your perception or distorted truth is insulting 2 of your sisters and does not represent the whole truth. You forgot to mention that you abused us verbally many times and threw us out of Mum's house many times. We have witnesses. The facts are that neither Aggie, Vasi, nor I have abandoned our mother. It is your repeat violent behavior, actions, and words that prevent us from freely visiting her or staying with her. You can fool some people sometime, but not all people all the time. If you were a kind, caring, and compassionate brother, you could have avoided slandering your sisters in your records of events that you share publicly. The real truth shall prevail, and someday be revealed that you shun our love and abuse your sisters via silent treatment and violent actions and abusive language regularly. You have perfected the art of silent, hidden abuse that shall not remain hidden forever. Reggie responded, people in glass houses should never throw stones. The pen is mightier than the sword. Use the former often. Writing triggers, writing stirs. My book is gaining momentum. Thank you. The abridged version only. By the way, this book is about Anjalay, lest you forget. Cookie then replies, please remember that proceeds from your book belongs to us, your subjects. Peace, brother. Reggie then replies, sorry, Anjalay is the millionaire. She will remain as such. Rani Kiston, who is friends of Anjalay and George from Intumeni. Hi, thank you so much, Reg, for always remembering me. I read the book now. We know how hard Amma worked from her young days. Very interesting. However, it's a very sad ending. After all, you are siblings and should try to make up for the sake of family and values taught to us by our parents. Shouldn't let anyone come in between and destroy that love, respect, and kindness you all had for each other. Sorry, Rage, will always remain the same with you all. Love you guys. Reggie's reply was, thank you, Rani. Still have a copy for you with Mum. Rani has the courage to state that one shouldn't let anyone come in between and destroy that love. Sada destroyed that love between mother and daughter by making the daughter choose him over the mother. It is a fact that Aggie, the daughter, abandoned her mother of 48 years for her boyfriend of 9 years, moved into a house December 2022 on Marion Avenue, Glenashley, formed an entity called the SA Property Trust. SA stands for Sada and Aggie, both co-trustees, and thereafter sues the trust that her mother founded. There was a message from a patient of Reggie, Samantha O'Dea. Hi Reggie, hope you well. We haven't read your book as yet, but we're looking forward to it. I have a little story to share with you. In 1976, your dad went to India on a 6-week MK Bobby Naidu tour. On that tour, he met and became very dear friends with a couple from Pietermaritzburg who were also governors. He spent the entire duration of their trip with this couple, and they became such good friends that they even visited his family home in Mithanagar. However, they seem to have lost touch a little while before he passed. That couple is my parents. So we got all this a little while ago when Dad opened your book. He had no idea this was penned by you, but was pleasantly surprised when he saw your dad's picture. He was so excited that he gave Mum the book and said to Eugen and I, watch her reaction. My parents have such wonderful memories of and with your dad, especially on that trip. They did say that they did meet your mum when they visited her in Tongaat, and have had the most amazing, beautiful things to say about your dad. They're now definitely looking forward to meeting you soon. So thank God for the book despite your mixed feelings on the end of it. Reggie replied, oh my God, wow, that's amazing. I can't believe that. That's incredible. After all these years, the book brings my dad's trip one full circle. They must come and say hello to my mum. I'm so happy. Samantha replied, I'm sure they would also love that. Reggie, let me know, Samantha. You can all come for tea at Mum's house at 3 p.m. today if you are free. Otherwise, we can do next week, Sunday, if Mum and Dad were still here with you. We'll make mealie bread. Let me know. Samantha replied that she will definitely do that, but perhaps next week because today is the Tamil festival at MTSS, and I'm not sure that what time will be done at the hall. Also, I think Dad will be in his second week in recuperation and probably more comfortable to visit. Dolly Perumal, that's George's sister, responded to Samantha O'Dea's message of her father spotting George in the pictures. Dolly said, absolutely amazing. Tea with Anjalay on the 8th of October at 2:30 at La Palma Terraces. George's India trip friends of 1976, the governor couple from Pietermaritzburg, were invited as guests. A 47-year reunion. In this picture of 1976, you will notice that George is seated on the grass, second from the left. His friends, Devraj Subramani Govender and Mogumbal Govender, are seated on the grass, first and second from the right. You will notice that the Taj Mahal, one of the seven wonders of the modern world, is in the background. In this picture at La Palma Terraces, where the Govender couple from Pietermaritzburg attended the tea reunion of 47 years, they came along with their daughter, Samantha, and son-in-law, Eugen. On the right of the picture is Krishanti, followed by Devraj Subramani Govender, followed by Mogumbal Govender, Anjalay seated in the chair in the middle, Krishni standing, followed by Samantha, and then Eugen. On that day, something very strange happened. Aggie appeared in the midst of the tea reunion, and she was introduced to George's 1976 India trip couple, the Govenders from Pietermaritzburg. No doubt they were thrilled. So was Anjalay. Their daughter Samantha recognized Aggie from law school. They are contemporaries. Aggie's appearance at the tea party was very strange indeed. She was not invited, but she pitched up anyway. And when she was asked to take a picture with the Govender couple, being the long-lost India trip companions of her father, George, she refused to take a photograph. A very embarrassing situation indeed. The next is Chapter 1 of Anjalay Westbrook and Watercress.